Good morning. I hope you guys are having a really great day. I had the Spirit ask me this morning, who am I living for? It's a really good question. My immediate response is I'm living for the Lord. I'm living for the Lord. But am I, though? All moments, every day. Not just in the good moments. I am working on reminding myself and living in the Lord help me with this. Let me say this. Living in who I am in the Lord. And who does God see you as? I have 3 kids of my own, and then my sister's kids come here through the day, a lot of times through the week, while she's at work. And my mom brings them, and they're here with us. The other day, there was a scuffle, between me and my mom and one of my sister's boys. And what that boiled down to was he didn't feel like we always love him. So something was going on where he needed us. He needed our attention. He needed to know that we love him. And he was acting out because he didn't know or see in that moment that we do love him. And that's a really good illustration of how we are when we do not realize who we are and how we are viewed by God. Do you know that you are blessed in the city, you're blessed in the field, you're blessed going in, and you're blessed going out? Do you know that the work of your hand is blessed? Do you know all you gotta do is just ask the Lord to bless your work today? Do you know that your labor is not ever gone unnoticed? Do you feel that? Do you feel that that is before the Lord and that He is always faithful to reward those who are faithful to Him? And this is all in the Word. I'm not making a thing up. That's who you are. I know that the daily things sometimes can feel like thankless tasks. But are you controlling your thoughts? Are you saying things that are only encouraging and going to lift someone up, going to lift you up? Are you thinking things that are only going to encourage and lift you up and lift your spirit and build your spirit? Do you know that faith comes by hearing? By hearing the Word of God? I know that it is not an easy thing to remember and to dwell in, but we are meant to dwell in that. We really are created to be loved and to love. Excuse me. If you're not feeling the joy, if you're feeling down, which is a normal part of a day, That is a normal part of a day. Maybe not every day, but it's a normal part of life. That is a powerful thing to put down, cast down, and sow and give to the Lord so that He can take that and turn it right around. God is generous to those that He cares for, to those who are faithful to Him. When we refuse to look at the physicalness of something and see or say that that is what's true. What's true is the Bible, not what is going on here. So what is true is the spiritual and what God says. No, God says we have, and He takes care of all of our needs, and then He gives us more than we could ever spend. More than we could ever go through, more resources than we could ever go through. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute every day. Every day. What does that mean? How much does He love you? How much does He love me? As far as the east is from the west. And this is something that we cannot fully fathom. We're not ever going to understand completely just how loved we are, but He takes care of the birds. And how much more important are we than the birds? And this morning, it is in my heart to express, and my spirit to express. I want this to come across to anyone who needs it this morning and needs to hear, you are loved, you are seen, you are heard, you are valued. The Lord took the time to knit you in your mother's womb. Each little detail, each little color, every skin cell was placed very directly and purposefully. Every bit of who you are, you were created to be and intended to be. You were intended to be. Long before you were born, God had the plans for you. God had plans for you. We often lack, and we lack because we don't ask, and also because we don't maintain faithfulness to God. God is always faithful, and He is always true, and He is not a man that He would lie. And what we do not have because we don't ask for it, because we don't believe for it. We have what we believe. We have what we say. We have what we think. Who are you living for today? I'll tell you how great God is. I had an appointment yesterday, and in town, it's just meter parking right where that is, and I wasn't even thinking about that when I left to go to that appointment. So I didn't have change. And just on a regular basis, I don't usually carry change. That's not something that I do very much. My husband can attest to that. That's one of the things that I don't know. I think it just annoys him, to be completely honest. But so he always makes sure that he has change in his car. That's just never something that I ever did or got in the habit of doing. Anyways, I go into town for my appointment, and I park, and I'm looking at the meter because of course I park right in front of it, and I'm like, oh, I should probably have some change for this. And of course, I went looking around in my purse. I had 2 pennies. Meters don't take pennies. Okay, I don't understand why they don't. They take a nickel. They don't take pennies. I think they take a nickel. Yeah. The reality is that I very rarely park in front of a meter. I very rarely really just do things that require me to carry change and jingle. I don't like to walk and jingle, okay? Anyways, putting that aside, the point is, the Lord knew that I was going to need a place to park. And so I got out of the van and I just took a look around. And I turned around. I turned the van around. I didn't turn myself around. And I pulled into a different spot that had a couple minutes. And I sat there for a minute, and then I got out of the van, and I was just looking around just to kind of see what I needed to see, waiting for the Lord to kind of give me, because I was like, okay, Lord, well, I need a place to be for me, because silly me, I didn't carry change, and I was a couple minutes away from needing to walk into my appointment. But the meter across from me, the only meter actually that was in the 2 rows that had any time on it at all, and it had an hour and 20 some minutes. And so I pulled out and I reparked, and I was good for an hour and 20 minutes, and that was fabulous. And the Lord did that for me, and probably for somebody else too, yesterday. And that was a really, really great thing. And it made me think that I should carry change and just randomly put them in meters for people, because just that little thing, that was so great. That was wonderful of him to do. And you can chalk up, a lot of people chalk this stuff up to coincidence, right? Satan knows about God. Demons know about God. They believe he exists. But having a relationship with him is completely different, and understanding that things that happen that are good, all things that are good come from heaven. All good things come from heaven. All good, pure things come from heaven. That was a blessing, and I thank the Lord for that. That was so great. And it's really the small stuff every day that builds us up or tears us down. God cares so much about that. It's big stuff, but it's small stuff too. It's small stuff too, and that is maybe more important in the day-to-day going-ons. Remember the small stuff. Thank the Lord. Build your prayer praise wall, because it'll get filled up really quickly. And then you'll have something to look back on and see. See his faithfulness. It's not that God is ever not faithful. It's that we forget how faithful he is. And we forget the things that he's given us. Even just going 1 year to the next year. And that's sad. But we do, without having that reminder. I do. I know I do. I have. That's been a problem for me in the past. That's why the praise wall prayer, the answered prayers, is so important for me and probably for you too. Our work, our hard work, it does not go unnoticed, it does not go unthanked. It is not something that the Lord looks at and is just like, oh, well, they're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. The Lord rewards us for our hard work and for our faithfulness. He is so, so good, and He loves you, and He loves me so, so much. He promises to never leave us nor forsake us, never to let go of us. Think about that today. Dwell on that today. Live in that today. I know I'm going to make more of an effort to do that day by day by day, because I need it. You need it. We need it. We really do. You know, underestimating the small details of a day, that's how a day gets so out of whack so fast. Don't let your day go out of whack. And if this has encouraged you, helped you in any way, please like, maybe share this video with somebody who needs it. Have a good day, you guys.